exposing all the secrets today. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I know this isn't my usual setup, but I just felt like putting the camera down and sitting on the floor and making a video instead of getting the ring light out and setting everything up. On Instagram, I did a little story and asked you guys some assumptions you have about working at Disney or Disney cast members in general, and I also found some articles online that I can read from. Those articles that are like, oh, what Disney cast members don't want you to know, or the secrets about being a Disney cast member, stuff like that, to like debunk them or say maybe that this stuff is true. First, we can start with Instagram, I guess. Let me go back and see. The first one says it's hot and sticky all year round. I don't know about Disneyland, but I can speak for Disney World, and it's hot and sticky most of the time. The best months to go to Disney is probably like November through March, I would say, and any other time it just gets really hot. But if you work inside like I did most of the time, you should be fine. You get free passes to whatever you want. Now, in regards to tickets, yes, technically, I mean, there's still like block out dates and stuff, but you can go to all 4 theme parks and the 2 water parks. There are blockout dates, like when Christmas is coming around, or maybe spring break, or when they're gonna like release the Galaxy's Edge. Like, I know the cast members there right now get to do a preview, which is so cool. I wish I was a cast member right now. I'm not into Star Wars, but I would still love to go and see it. I mean, that would be really cool. You don't get unlimited fast passes. I mean, I guess if you know somebody who's on a ride, they can probably get you in, but my friends were all in the quick service. We would get free food sometimes, which is equally as fun. If I remember, I think you can choose fast passes like a week in advance, just like you would an annual pass. I think you can. I haven't checked, but unless you have a hotel reservation, obviously. Like the normal rules, there are discounts on the hotels and food and merchandise, like especially when Christmas comes around. The holiday discount is the best. It's 40% off of merchandise. So I made sure to grab everything that I ever wanted then. But yeah, that's pretty much it. You also get free parking, so you get basically all the perks with some blockout dates. It's probably harder than most people expect. Yes, it was very difficult. I mean, I didn't go into working there thinking that it was going to be easy, but I didn't think it was going to be as hard as it was. It was really intense sometimes. If you watched my other video about the cast member stories, you know. So I won't talk about it all again. But yeah, it's a lot harder than a lot of people think. Some people think, oh, I'm just gonna go work at Disney for like the summer or for my internship, and it's gonna be fun and we're gonna go to the parks all the time, blah blah. But no, it's really hard. So yeah, but you learn a lot, so you should do it. This one is from my friend David, so if you're watching this, hi David. Oh my gosh. You have to sell your soul to be first in line for the Avatar ride, and you know what? Probably. You probably do. Now, this one is an article I found, and it says, strange things Disney World employees won't tell you. So the first one says, the Little Rules book. And it says, rumor has it that it's very important that Disney employees always keep up with appearances. True. You have to follow every rule and regulation, blah blah blah. Yeah, I mean, that's like every job, right? And then it says, all these rules are kept in a pocket-sized book that all employees have to carry around with them at all times. If we did, I never got one. There's a little book, oh my gosh, what was it called now? I'm not gonna remember what it was called. But let's say, oh my gosh, what was it? Cast Connection? No, that's not it. Anyway, there was a little, that was true, there was like a little tiny booklet. It was just like this big that you could keep in your pocket, so that when a guest asked you a question, you would just have the answer. So like, what time is this, or what time is it closed tonight, or where can I get this type of food? It was like really, it was kind of like the maps that they give out to guests, but really detailed. So I would always pick those up, and they go from week to week, so they were really nice to have, especially when you're just like, oh, I really want a burger. So you just look it up, and it says burgers, and it tells you all the places you can get burgers or stuff like that. So that really came in handy. So I guess that one is kind of true. I don't know, they're just a little bit off. Number 2 says, you have to know everything. If a guest asks a cast member a question, I don't know is not a response. They're not supposed to admit that they don't know the answer. Worst case, they have to contact their manager and ask them. Okay, I couldn't even contact my manager when I found a child that was lost. So if you're asking me something that I don't know, I'm not going to be able to find a manager. But I feel like that's the same as in the last one. That's like the same with any job. You know, if you don't know something, you're not really supposed to say I don't know, but you can give your best guess, and which is what I would always do, or at least ask another cast member, not like a manager. You know, that was kind of silly. The next one says hidden Mickeys are everywhere, and yeah, I mean, you don't need to be a cast member to know that. The next one says master of pickups. Turns out all cast members must master an interesting skill for picking up trash. I mean, they do call it the Disney scoop, where you like go down on one knee like you're gonna propose, and then you just go whoosh. It's just supposed to be really fast. It's like you're going down like in a little, not a squat, what do they call that, a lunge? Like you do a little lunge, scoop it up and stand up, and that's it. I don't know, it just looks kind of more casual than like bending down. You know, don't do the whole Legally Blonde thing to pick up, no. It says if you follow every rule in your Disney guidebook, you also get the best perks, which that's a weird way of putting it. I don't know, just do your job. They're not gonna like revoke that, they'll just fire you. They kind of make it seem like, oh, well, if you don't follow the rules, you still have a job, but you won't get free admission. Huh, that's weird. But the next one says you must be squeaky clean. If working at Disney is your dream job, consider you'll have to pay close attention to your physical appearance. You can't have visible tattoos and must wear only neutral colored nail polish. Which is true. You can't have any tattoos that are showing, especially if you're gonna do like a food roll. I don't know why you couldn't have them on your wrists. I couldn't remember what I was saying. I knew people with like tattoos back here behind their ear, and they would just put makeup on to cover it. Obviously you can't have tattoos if you're gonna be like a character performer, in case like, you know, you're Jasmine, you don't want like a piece on your back or Ariel with like a sleeve. But yeah, and the nail polish thing, yeah, they just have to look all the same. They just want everyone to look the same. It's kind of creepy, right? I mean, you don't really get to express yourself working at Disney. Like this hair that I have, the purple in it, probably wouldn't really fly. I didn't see anyone with colored hair like that, but my hair was always like in a braid or tied back, so you probably wouldn't notice. The next one says no social media at work. Cast members are allowed to use their social media accounts only when they're off the clock, which is not true. However, even then, the cast members can never discuss their jobs on social media. What am I doing right now? Oh my gosh, it says that includes everything. Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, you name it. What am I doing right now? My whole channel is devoted to this. But clearly that isn't true. I think they just mean if you're gonna be a character performer, you can't, you know, you can't post a picture when you're friends with Winnie the Pooh and then be like, oh, fun day at work today, you know, get what I'm trying to say. But then it also says they're not allowed to use their accounts when they're off the clock. Like, that's stupid. That's not true. That's not a rule. Anyway, it says no selfies are allowed. When you're a Disney cast member, you can forget about taking pictures in your costume and showing off on social media. If you're caught doing, you're fired immediately. And then they put this picture of a girl. They put this picture of a girl in her uniform on it. And wait, can we just like go to my Instagram really quick? Here I am in my uniform. So, what? So I have that one and another one of me in the tunnels in Magic Kingdom with Stitch, which was fine to post. They don't give anything away. If I can find it. This one right here. Workplace romance is common. Apparently many of the cast members fall in love with each other. No, that never happened to me. The mysterious code V. By now you know Disney has its own language. They're never allowed to say the word vomit. I guess they teach you codes for like fire, vomit. I can't remember fire though. So that helps a lot. I only know code V because it happened all the time. I can't remember. They have fire, ambulance, like just different words for that, because you don't want your kids to be hearing like, oh, there's an ambulance coming, and they're like, why? Or there's a fire and blah blah blah, and you're like, what is going on? Cast members are fast drivers. Did you know that Disney has its own police? Not police, but security. Like we do have, I think it's at Bonnet Creek, correct me if I'm wrong. Wait, Bonnet, it's not Bonnet Creek. Reedy Creek. Disney has Reedy Creek, I think. Oh my gosh, I still don't know. But that would be the fire station like we would have to call, is Reedy Creek or whatever it's called, not like Orlando or something. But these are just security, not police. I mean, I guess they can pull you over, but no. They are also fast learners. When you're a cast member, you have to know your role to perfection. You have to know everything in 3 days. Cast members' onboarding process includes 3 days with a trainer. Make sure you know everything right to do everything right. This is true, but you're also not left alone. Like, you do have 3 days of training, and then you get to keep the little earning my ears badge on, and there's a bunch of people to help you. So it's true, but it's not like you're just like, okay, there you go, have fun, no one's gonna help you, and that's it, you know. Because I never remembered anything I learned in training. You should never point with one finger. Oh, that's true. 2-finger point or whole hand. I still do this to this day when I'm at work and someone's like, where's this, where's that, or even out. The worst part is when you're doing it like at Disney, because people are just like, oh, cast member, like immediately, and they can just pick you out. Nobody does this in regular life, you know. I mean, this is like more normal, a whole hand. Some people do that, but I'm like, oh, that way, I don't know. It says it was Walt Disney's pet peeve, but I've also heard that it's offensive in some countries to just, you know. So I don't know. There is no such thing as lost children, which is true. Instead of missing children, you're supposed to say missing parent, which has happened to me twice. It's very scary. I have been with the missing child and also the missing parent. That sentence didn't come out right. I've been with the child who was lost and the parent who couldn't find their child. I've been on like both sides. It's very scary. The worst part is getting the parent though, because they're freaking out. So yeah, I was like running to find like a leader and couldn't find one. And I'm like screaming like, please, somebody help me. And they're like, okay, we'll get somebody. And it's like, come on, like, what? But yes, of course, he was returned to his family and he got to go pick out a few presents in the gift shop next door. So what happens if a guest loses an item? Well, first it's stored in lost and found, and if it's not claimed, then cast members can buy it from the secret store. What else are they hiding? I didn't know that all the lost and found stuff went to Cast Connections, but it really makes sense now. I don't know, maybe it does. I've never been to Company D, I think. I only went to Cast Connections. The world below Disney World. Turns out there's a whole nother world beneath Disney World. It sounds convenient, but rumor has it that these tunnels are often smelly, hot, and full of trash. So first of all, there's a few things about this one I don't like. First of all, it says a world below Disney World when it's not below Disney World, it's just below Magic Kingdom. I've seen like a tunnel going through Epcot one time, but I don't think they don't go underneath like that, because if you have ever been to Epcot, you see those cast members like walking around in their uniform with no name tag on, but they're just like walking around the whole park, and I'm like, how is this allowed? Like, we would get in so much trouble if we did that. Like, I've seen someone who works in Mexico like in the front of the park just walking around, and I'm like, what is going on? And they seriously have like their backpack and all that stuff. I don't know, different world over at Epcot. Maybe it's a lot more chill. There's also a bus that is behind Epcot that takes you to each country at the back. So I never worked in Epcot, but I just know things. Ew. Anyway, it says that it's smelly, hot, and full of trash. That makes it sound gross. It's not hot, it's actually really nice. Below there they have a lot of AC. The lockers are down there, they have a cafeteria down there. I would say that, I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about this, but like it's all over the internet, and there's even pictures on here too. I took a few pictures, but I don't want to expose myself like that. Whenever I would take pictures, I would just go like this or pretend I was on the phone because I was so afraid to do that. But anyway, smelly, they have like a certain smell, like how a basement would smell or like an attic would smell, like that musty kind of smell. I don't know how else to explain it, but you don't ever see Mickey running around there. Like, this picture is really cool because it's underneath, I don't know, I don't want to show it, just look it up, but it's the tunnels and Mickey is like walking around, and I've never seen that before. I've seen face characters walking around, which is really cool. Since I worked in Cosmic Rays, they have whenever it would rain, because the Halloween parties start in August and it's still raining then, so whenever it would rain they would have to bring the parties inside to us, which I loved because it was so much fun. And I think they had like a Monsters Inc. one, so Mike and Sully would come up through Cosmic Rays and I'd be like, oh my god, hey guys, like I would still freak out like I was meeting them like on stage or something. I don't know, it was really cool. And they're still like in character. They're not just like, I'm like, hey guys, and they're not just gonna be like, eh. They were really cute, and I was like, oh, let's take a picture. I didn't even think, I'm so stupid. I'm like downstairs backstage, like, let's take a picture. They're like, no, that's not allowed. Whoops. Anyway, that's the characters I've seen. And then we were right next to the castle, so you would see like Tinkerbell and some people from the stage show down there too. And I always saw a lot of princesses, and it was funny because whenever we would eat, there would be all the princesses in like the wig and the full face of makeup, but like normal clothes, so that was weird. But you would never see somebody like in a half of a costume, like a fur character in a costume. We are exposing all the secrets today. Oh, full of trash? No, they're actually really clean. It's just the outside that is just so much trash. Like, not all over the place, but I mean like dumpsters. There's so many. I mean, it has to go somewhere, you know. Not only do cast members have to stay in character, they also have to listen to the same music over and over and never show signs of being annoyed by it. I like how they add that, like, we don't have real feelings. Since I was in Cosmic Rays, it was just like the Tomorrowland music, and I used to listen to that like in the background while I would like study or do homework or something, just because it was like not like white noise. It was easy to listen to since there was no lyrics, so it's not like listening to the same 3.5 minute song on repeat. It was like a huge hour loop of the same tune, but it never really bothered me. A lot of the time you couldn't even hear it anyway. The costumes really run small. Disney still uses original sizes since 1970s, so they are rumored to run very, very small. I don't know about that one. I don't really pay attention to that because they take you over from training and you just pick out, you know, you try on a bunch of different sizes, see what fits, and then for the whole program it's like, okay, this is like my size, and you could either wash it at home or take it to them and wash it, which is what I did most of the time. I would never take them home towards the end of my program, which I wish I would have done this all the time, but I would put on like sweatpants and like a jacket because it was freezing on the buses, freezing, and then get to the Magic Kingdom bus, cast member bus area, which is right next to costuming, so I would go in there and check out 5 costumes because you could have 5 at once, and then I would leave them in my locker and I would get changed there and just leave the gross ones there. And they had a little box where you could drop off the dirty ones, so it was really easy, but I don't remember them being small or big. I mean, everything's big on me, so I don't know. Only 20/20 eyesight allowed. My eyesight is awful. I mean, yeah, I wear contacts, but it seems like I can never get it right. Kids is always like, you can't see that, and I'm like, no. Disney has rules about eyewear. Well, yeah, you can't wear like these huge Chanel lenses with like diamonds on the side, you know. It has to be like chill and what. We already know that cast members have to be polite at all times, but they're human. What happens when they get angry? They have a special code. They tell them to have a Disney day. That's crew language for go. Oh. It says, if you hear that, just know you made a crew member very unhappy. Oh, no, I have never heard that before, nor have I ever said that. Have a Disney day? What? That is so funny. I'm gonna start saying that to random people now. Have a Disney day. Why would that be like a bad thing? Okay, I didn't know about this one, but it says if you complain, you're on the list. If you're mean to a cast member, it's going on your record. If you have a magic band, the cast member at the computer will be warned about your attitude. If you left your last hotel a mess, don't be surprised if your next room has a much worse view. Oh my gosh, what if that was true? Just be nice to the cast members, even if they're having a bad day, even if you're going to Disney and you're like, oh wow, they're not as nice as they normally are. And I feel like that's becoming like a thing that people are saying now, but it's like, Hundreds of thousands of people go to Disney every day, and everybody wants their own magical moment. But when you have that many people going, as one person seeing like thousands of people a day, and every single one of them expects something like magical or different, it's a lot on one person. So just be nicer to the cast members. I don't know. I hope that makes sense. Put it into that terms. Like, everybody wants something special to happen and magical to happen, like every single person does. But there's only one of me, and there's only so much I can do, and I gave out as many Mickey straws and cupcakes as I was allowed, and extra fries and a free drink. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. It was actually really fun to read those and see what the internet thinks of what it's like to work at Disney when it's kind of nothing like what they were saying. I mean, some things were true, but okay. I'll see you on the next one. Bye! Darling,